Hello everyone, it's me, Barry. I've had a wonderful birthday. Lovely cards and good laughs, and thank you for that. Impressive Komodos and cassowaries, good Chablis and cheesecake are always a plus in one's life. But I've also been very thoughtful, because the sort of pleasure that one gets from something like a birthday was sadly tainted by my current situation. It was nobody's fault, it just was. Over the past few years, I and my friends, and I imagine you, are astutely aware that things are not as rosy as they could be. Many of the people I used to see on a regular basis are gone from my life, be that the fair weather friends, acquaintances I've known, or those I have and do love. As my friend said to me, and wisely so, it is the friends who have stood the test of time, those for whom the ups and downs of friendship have not yet yielded a separation but a deeper bond, that we lift up and, yes, tolerate them when they appear to be going nuts. My friends have done this, as have I over the years, and that, I suppose, is a testament to us all. But in the spirit of those wise words, it requires some explanation, I feel, on my part of where I am as I have hit the big 60. It's the strangest feeling. Looking in the mirror and feeling no different than when you were 35, but looking so different as time passes. It's sobering, and also, in some strange way, it's comforting. It is odd that at this point in my life, I am more active, more centred, and more determined to create and work than I've ever been before. I am reliably informed that is not rare, and thank goodness, but who knew that people did become this active as they got older? And to my friends, and to those of you that may find it useful, I will say that they are more than aware of the obsessional nature of what I'm doing, for that is how it looks. But from my perspective, when I look at friends and acquaintances and people I know, your reticence to get involved is equally obsessional. It appears that in varying degrees you are all staving off the inevitable challenges that we are facing. All of my friends have spoken of community to me at some point in the past. Most recently, one urged me to be seen more in and about the gay village in Manchester, to be more visible. That is advice which I intend to take as summer beckons. Another decried the fractured nature of long-term friendship at times, as if staving off a grief yet to come. And another again remains aware of the ongoing situation, is supportive and tolerant, but as with all my friends currently, they are inactive in all but the smallest of situations in ending the terrible injustice that is occurring. It has been wonderful, because I am now hitting 60, to have been part of what was a community, where the people that I met, who many of them were young, many of them were 18 or young enough to just be stepping out in life. And now those people are either approaching or surpassing the age I was when I met them. And these people are the family I love. It is a gift from life to watch things grow. And I have watched them grow, and it has been glorious. But I cannot express the utter pain I feel when I look now at people who are younger, the 18, 20, you, my friends, what you were 25 years ago. I look at them and fear terribly that they will go through what some of us have experienced previously, and I believe far worse, for they, like so many gay folk are already doing, will again be forced to hide in the shadows for fear they are in danger. These new kids on the block, the us of tomorrow, have no way of knowing what those of us can remember. A time when hate against us as a community was virulent and, in cases, state-sanctioned. For that history is being erased by the liars and their filthy allies of all hues at the heart of the LGBT+ movement. Nor could you and I have foreseen the rising of a wicked and homophobic belief system that came from the very organisations that we helped build and maintain. We simply were not paying attention, like so many others. Can my friends, can you currently provide succour to the gay or lesbian children of the people I deal with daily, who are being coerced by their so-called friends and by the schools themselves to adopt a trans identity, as the age-old trope of "you haven't met the right girl yet, Barry" is given new life through the machinations of our so-called community leaders who have betrayed us and our allies in totality. As gay men, our sexuality has been reduced to a genital preference. Our lives as gay people an ephemeral choice under the new god that is gender. You have been born in the wrong body, the children are told, because of course the gendered soul takes paramountcy over the reality that we are our bodies. This virulent form of homophobia has and will always exist, but when the likes of the education system, NHS, the police, political parties and the judiciary have become its cheerleaders, then I believe we have an obligation not just to each other, but to the young people who follow, to act. I never expected to see again, in my lifetime, a gay man in his late 70s, unknown to me, approach me in the gay village in Manchester, expressing his fears through tears about what was happening to his community in the name of trans. I can understand why he felt betrayed. I never expected to be reaching for some words of comfort for gay men and lesbians who have devastated their own bodies, egged on by the likes of Stonewall, the Proud Trust, the LGBT Consortium, Pride organisations and the LGBT Foundation. Nor did I ever expect to see the vapid virtue signalling of others, of business owners and one's friends, as they actively cheer on and proliferate the very LGBT plus organisations and ideology that seeks to erase their own existence. The weapon they use is gay conversion therapy 2.0, now wrapped in all the sparkles and glitter of gender-affirming care and trans joy, a medical scandal of epic proportions that has and will continue to devastate a global generation of gay, lesbian, autistic and distressed children. It must be stopped. I have thought deeply about friends and our recent conversations and the behaviour of some of us. And to that end, I would like them, and perhaps you, to consider that the time for talk is over. I know you're scared. That's natural. And you've all expressed this in various ways in the last few weeks to me, personally, as your friend. So perhaps it is time we each consider what is it exactly that causes such fear and how we deal with it. I have faced this fear a long time ago now, once I realised what my actions would do to my life, and it is now time to decide whether you will do the same. I was and am ridiculed. You will be too. I was and am hated in some quarters, and you will be too. But the excuses are crumbling away, folks. Fear for your job? The law now has your back. We are protected in our beliefs, and that possible fight is the cost of our inaction and our greed for the comfortable and familiar. Fear of losing people? So what? They support gay conversion therapy. What exactly are you losing? Loss of social life? Yes, that may happen, and it is a big may, but so what? My life has been enriched in so many ways. My circle of influence grows, where once it was small. I meet people from all over the world, partake in debates that are needed, and reach out to others who want to act, and who join me as they become warrior teachers. That you are missing out on these experiences, possibly through fear of change, beggars the question, have we really come so far for so little? Is the work of those who fought from the 1950s to the modern day, people that I and some of my friends knew, become so unimportant that you will confine their legacy to the bin of history, lest your life gets disrupted? To retain what? We are on a precipice, and the UK is leading the way. Your rights and mine are at risk, a real, harmful and dangerous risk embodied by the LGBT+. Some of you already know that I was viciously hounded in the gay village recently because I refused to kneel and recognise a woman pretending to be a man as a man. The sadness of that lesbian calling herself male should galvanise the most reticent of you. because her mental illness is now seen as a representation of being gay, and the homophobia and lesbophobia in that is profound. What would you have done? Capitulated to save your quiz night or Saturday booze up? Stronger people than I have laid the groundwork for the fight back. It does them a disservice to simply ignore a fertile seedbed of tools and policies that mean we can finally take back what was stolen from us. We are not LGBT+, we are lesbians and gays, and the days of hiding for so many of you must end. Only you can make that happen, for all of us can understand your reticent behaviour and can tolerate inertia and the need to not get involved. But when the future of young people, be that gay, lesbian, autistic or looked after children, is at stake, for they are the cohort most affected by the vicious LGBT+ movement, then your inertia, your reticent behaviour, is starting to look alarmingly like cowardice. And that cannot, nor will it be, tolerated. They are hurting children, and the likes of you and I are morally compelled to get in their way. To that end, I have called for and will be pursuing a moratorium on Manchester Pride, the abandonment of the trans sculpture in Sackville Park in Manchester, and the cancelling of the Sparkle Festival, both of which are signifiers of child harm, homophobia, lesbophobia and misogyny. I urge you to join me in this. Our future and the future of the next generation of same-sex attracted people is at risk, and like those before, we must gird ourselves for the coming fight, lest the legacy we leave becomes one of failure and harm to the very people we should be protecting. Talk about this in the streets, in your friendship groups, and wherever you can. Gay men and lesbians need to divorce themselves from the LGBT+ cult and do it with voices stentorian. And we must do it now.